Hello, and welcome to another Gran unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the Gran MT-13160mm mortar. So this is a rather simple weapon. Essentially, the Soviets just got the 120mm mortar and upscaled it to 160mm. It did run into a few issues, the main one being that, well, dropping a 40kg mortar through the muzzle of the mortar was a little bit hard to do, especially considering that the mortar tube was 3 meters long, and so they made it breech loaded. They also added a recoil system as well to compensate for recoil due to the rather large shell caliber, but overall the Soviets would only make just over 500 of these units. He would see rather limited service throughout the Second World War as he's entered into service by 1943-44 period, but it wasn't until the 50s when they decided to modernise it with the M160 mortar, which is still in use today. In-game, the Gran MT-13 160mm is a 90-point mortar available exclusively to Battle Group Fedjunkin, and it has, well, one weapon. The weapon being the 160mm mortar. No surprise, you only have 18 high explosive shells. It does pretty respectable damage for a weapon of its caliber, has a rather short range really of only 5.3 kilometers, and also a rather slow fire rate of only 3 rounds a minute. Pop down to miscellaneous stats, this thing does have a radio which gives you corrected shot bonuses, has a crew of 4, good optics, very good stealth, and heavy cargo space. In battle, well, this 160mm mortar sounds like it would be a powerhouse of a unit. Mortars are fantastic artillery pieces in Steel Division for their versatility, and having one which outcalibers a lot of heavier artillery guns seems to be pretty good. But frankly, if we look at stats to stat rise against a 120mm mortar, things start to look a little less pretty. Because for the exact same points, you don't have any smoke shells, you have less general ammunition, though to be fair, the 160mm mortar ammo does go a little bit further with its higher damage, you have less range, you have a much slower fire rate, and all of this for a radio. Now, to be fair, the radio is a pretty damn good upgrade in Steel Division, because that corrected shot allows you to snipe enemy single targets. But considering you're playing Soviet and you don't have a lot of frontline units with radios to begin with, it's not like you're playing Germans or Western allies where you have a huge spread out of radio-based units. So I don't think it really pays off all that well. The Really-ish unit is only useful for sniping high priority targets such as anti-tank and anti-aircraft guns, but even then you have a pretty short range, so it's not really the best choice in that role. You do have decent availability, to be fair. You can only get them in B and C phase, but you do get 4 to 6, which is decent enough at least, and you do have a lot of artillery slots with Fedjunkin, so it's not the end of the road. But overall, the 160mm mortar is just not really up to snuff when it comes to other artillery pieces. I think the main thing is just not having smoke, because just having even just a little bit of smoke can go quite a long way in giving you flexibility, especially in 1v1, heck, even in team games, to be fair. Smoke is just a fantastic tool in Steel Division. And well, I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another Rang Rouge unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.